be listening to the own parent, just listen to Angka only. Sometimes they encourage their own children to punish their own parents because if they can do something bad. Yes, yes. And as far as you probably imagine that why all the whole country is growing rice and where all the rice go. During the war, Khmer Rouge having war against the Republic of Cambodia, they borrow a lot of weapons from China. So they have to send those rice pay back to China. That's why all this rice all over the country and then people are so poor and cannot even afford to eat. Imagine, that we use like a big bowl for wedding cooking in Cambodia nowadays. Imagine the whole khter, only 3 scoops of rice in that whole khter to feed us. Where the rest of the rice go? Pay back to China. That's how it goes. We don't use money, we don't use gold. I remember when I was young age, we found gold chain. I used it to put on my decoration for nothing. We don't care about gold anymore. We don't care about diamond anymore. At one time I found a whole jar no value at all. So basically they eliminate all the value stuff like gold, money, gold, diamond, nothing at all. Yeah.
I just have a question. So what was the purpose of Wolpa, were they just they're Cambodian, obviously, but they just wanted to take over the culture? Is that why they're destroying? Like I remember, I went through the war. I was 5, but I remember them coming for my father. So you know how they killed off all the soldiers, all the teachers, all the people of white skin color. So I remember my mom. She's black, so she's white, and she had to wear everything to cover herself, to hide herself. But I know that they came from my dad, and I was explained that I guess they wanted to kill off all the educated people.
True.
So
Yeah.
I'm thinking the purpose is that the educated people are running the country, and that's where they live. Correct? I don't know if it's the goal of
I think Kyusum Park during I heard it, not heard it, but during the time when I was studying, Kyusum Park, Seattle sent him to study in Subic. And then I think they in Sawarso, they went to met with the Soviet operation as well. And I believe that they follow the book. I don't remember the name of the author because they hate capitalism. They don't like capitalism because capitalism is the way the country is, Therefore, they don't want that to happen. So they want to get rid of it, and then that's why when they come back to Cambodia, they will use that tactic in the book to destroy all the westernized, apply everything that we have to. And
pretty much, right? They want to create a class society, erasing all of the differences of westernization. Right?
No one
why they have no money and currency, nothing, kind of about, right? Because they want everyone to have this uniform way of living, which is to be neighbors, to make rights, and give back to China.
When they separate all the lands into children and everyone else, how often do you see your family? I never been in Khmer Rouge, but I have a good story of my own. My parents actually.
they now separate the Nujat, but also the baby. I have a baby just only 8 years old. So they separate because they want me, they want my husband not to sing about love, about family type. So they split my husband to separate. I don't know where he worked, and I was at only one place that we harvest the rice, and my son got very sick at that time, and we never see each other. We do not know where they were. I don't know the way. When we took us, I do not know where because I'm not remember the place. I'm not remember I'm not familiar with that area. I don't know.
As for my dad, because he worked in the city and I was living over with Hope, I would say a good 10 kilometers, right, Mom? But good 10 kilometers. So my dad only allowed to come see my mom once a month. Once a month on a weekend, just like that. Yeah, one weekend. But further down, I can explain more about separation because that's just the beginning of my whole stopover. But further down, I get more intense.
So first of all, I just want to thank you for your sharing. I think there's a lot that we can say about what happened in Khmer Rouge. I think there's a lot of stories, a lot of unimaginable things that happened during that time. But we do want to kind of transition to talking a little bit, like how did we transition out of, like how did folks start escaping Khmer Rouge, right? But before we do that, I want to ask, and this is for everybody, like what, like as a community, as folks who maybe did not experience the genocide like myself, and as we get further away from the genocide, right, I think it's important for us to still understand it. Like for you all, like what's something that you think is important for us as a Cambodian community now to understand from the Khmer Rouge, now that it's been 50 years and we have to continue moving forward. This question is for you.
For me, I believe that, you know, you have to keep talk to the person who have experience so that you can feel how their emotional effect of that impact of that atrocity, you know, like because even though me, I never talk about it to my kid. I do not have courage to tell them. This is my first time that I have my son here. That I said, come and listen. I had no courage to do that. And my oldest son told me to write a book. I started only one page, and then at night time, I have nightmare. I dreamed that the United States fall into Khmer Rouge. And then I wrote another page, and then I dreamt again that the Khmer Rouge took over, and then the mayor, at that time the mayor is Podesto, just took a helicopter, and I said, please, aid me with you. You know, it's that is why it's painful to write it. So for you, is you have this experience, is you can read it whatever you want, but you listen to video is okay as well. But if you talk like face to face, that you can feel, and then your own emotion that integrate into there, so that maybe that better. You know, I know that the kids said when I just came, I told my aunt, my sponsor, said that you know. My son just only not even 1 year old, and he very hungry, and I have no milk. And he jumped, mommy, you know. And then suddenly they gave me a water, just water of the porridge, just only water. And I tried to scoop it so I can like at least 1 grain, and give it to him, you know. And he jumped, he stepped on it, it's gone, you know. And that kind of things that it hurt you. And I don't want to live no more at that time. I don't think about anything. I don't want to live. I don't want to see my kids suffering. You know, so that's what you should do. And then you look back. Whatever you talk to anyone, you have to know your identity, you know your root, where you come from. Don't forget about that. Because they look at me, even though you are American, you speak good English, you have a good job, high rank, whatever, but they still you Cambodian. They still see you through the skin, through your feature, you know. So that's what I can tell you what it should be, and so that we're not going to go again to experience another atrocity.
Okay, before I answer your question, let me clarify a little bit more about separation, like Sophia asking. So, going further, when I was living with Paul, they brought back my family to live closer to my dad and the city. I was trained to be a mechanic under my dad at age 9. So in 1977, while we all working, and my mom my older sister still worked in the rice field nearby. While we was working, the military searched my house, searched our house, and they found my dad's old ID card, military ID card. So when they found my dad's old military ID card, they imprisoned my dad. They almost killed him. So they put him in prison for 1 month, along with my older brother, and they was about to kill him. But since one of the high-rank people say, hey, Mr. Kom, that's what his name, Mr. Kom is a good person, he's been helping the society so much, so why don't you just spare his life and don't kill him, but just remove him from the mechanic shop and let him do a hard labor work. By that time, they moved us all the way down to Mông again. I say Chó, almost like Phnom Penh. By the time, before they remove us, we all live separate already. I was living with my brother, ducking canals, building canal from Stan Sankai to Chapka Samrong. My dad was like somewhere doing some farm work. So at the moment, they tell her, hey, you gotta leave. We move you to another place. I was young because we driving a semi truck with a closed wall. I said, hey, I want to hurry up and jump on the roof. So I jumped so fast and get on the roof. My brother knew about it. He was going to escape, but it was too late. I was already in the truck. So my brother had no choice, had to go along with me. So they took me all the way down to Chok Kok, near Phnom Penh. They took my mom to Posat in one town. They took my dad to also Posat in another town. So my sister, my two sisters, my younger sister and my older sister went along with my parents. I was away with my older brother near Phnom Penh, digging canals, working the rice field. But since the age difference between my brother and myself, I also live separate from him. I was 9, my brother was 16. To hear about my mom and dad, I never hear from her. Since 1977. I did not know where she go. I did not where my dad was. I did not know where my sister was for whole years. So it's only me and my brother live close by each other. But since we are different age gap, they put my brother to do more hard labor in tents. So they sent him to Phnom Penh to break the rocks. I was down in the city, in Phnom Penh, doing canals. But before he left, he told me, brother, I don't think I can survive here. They tried to escape again. I said, brother, I don't want to escape. If we get caught, they're going to kill us. So please don't escape. Then he sent me away to break rock in Phnom Penh. 6 months down the road, they brought him back. I didn't see his group. I said, what happened to my brother? His friend told him that he escaped it. Sure did, they caught him. They put him in prison, chained him into the pole 24/7 in Bahir. So as I saw the Bahir all the time, and then my friend told me, he said, hey, I didn't know about that he got caught and then in prison in the Bahir. But one of my friends who lived in my group, also in prison, and he met my brother, he said, hey Pierre, your brother was in that prison. They chained him 24/7. So he's in there because he's trying to escape from the group. I said, okay, how can I meet him? No, you cannot go there. If you go there, they're going to kill you because they got all the way around. So when the Vietnamese came in town and they attacked our town, the Khmer Rouge still tried to gather us, go to Posat Mountain. And what happened to the prisoner in there? They all killed him, including my brother. So as I gathered further down to Posat, where my mom and dad live, by the time before I left to that Posat, I was sick also. And being in the group age like we're talking about, each group have their portion of rice amount for everybody in the group. But since I was sick in the hospital, they cut off my share of food. They give to the hospital. But when the war came, they shut down the hospital. I have no place to go. I was lonely, 10 years old, 11 years old, or maybe 10 years old. I was alone, running around, winding around, have no place to go. I tried to go back to my group. My group won't accept me because I don't have food share in the group. So I don't know where to go. So I was winding behind in the rice field, trying to pick anything to eat by myself for a few couple months. Finally, when the war came close to my town, they guided us to the mountain. I had no place to go. I just keep following them. I don't know where to go. I just keep following them. Then I ran to my mom at Posad. So when I ran to my mom, I asked Mom, where's Dad? Where's my sister? She said, we don't know where they at. So lucky I found you. So my mom got me, and they keep pushing more and more. So basically, they guided us to the Posad mountain. By the time we get to the foot of the mountain, my dad found my older sister. So now 4 of us got united. But we're still missing my younger sister. My younger sister, 1977, she was born 69, so she's only 8 years old. She's been separated from the family for I don't know how long ago. But by the time she was 8. And my mom said, where's the younger sister? We don't know where she's at. My mom keeps searching, and found out my younger sister still lives in town somewhere nearby. One morning, my mom just get up and try to go find her. She left walking from the morning. She didn't get back until like almost 10 at night. Found my sister, came back. So 5 of us got reunited. So for a year something, we had never know each other where we were.
Yeah, and I can't even imagine, right, like with no, we, back then, there was no technology on cell phones, there's no way to communicate, there's no way to even really send letters or any messages, right? So I can't even imagine your mom or who just getting up one morning to say, I'm gonna go find my child, right? So she was running on like hope that she will find her.
Yeah, she just woke up one morning, we didn't know where she go, and then she's just missing. We were so scared that maybe she got killed or something, but by 10 o'clock at night, she carried my sister back into our village. So we found the youngest daughter.
And that's what I wanted to ask the other panelists as well, is, as hard as life was during the reign of Pol Pot, like what gave you the willpower to keep living, to survive? Like, what was it for you? If you don't share.
I think survival. So is my kid. I have a son with me, If I die, then he will die too. And I remember when I was, I had malaria when I stayed in the hospital. I got abscessed and then when I stayed in the hospital and I got malaria. And then my son just only 5 months old. He just know how to crawl a little bit. And early in the morning, 9 o'clock a.m. in the morning, I just knocked out with high fever. And then my husband, because he need milk, and then he just carried my son to everywhere and asked people for milk. But no one going to spare anything because they have their own kid and they have nothing to eat as well. So then my son had to, take them to the village and ask people for milk at that time, And in the evening, when he got back, and then he just got my milk a little bit, and then he became sick with malaria as well. So you can imagine that we have no medication, no medicine, anything. So a month later, one person said that if you have cold, I will give you 3 medicine. And then I just tried. My mom has a little tiny, and I gave to them. And I said, why don't you tell me a month ago, so that I understand I'm okay. I lose a lot of pound, and then I have my uterus prolapse. So, and I got sick after that, and And when my son, when we came back home, my son almost died, you know,